Okay, Sally, did you finish your homework?
Yep.
Let's see. Sally, you didn't even start.
But I don't get it.
All right, let's see what we got. It's first grade homework, can't be that hard. Use number bonds to help you skip count by 7 by making 10 or adding to the ones. Okay, well, it looks like you're just adding 7 plus 7. That's easy. So first, you're gonna put the 7 over the 7.
No! That's not how my teacher does it.
That's not how. It's just adding. It's 7 plus 7. Okay, so if you have 7 fingers and then you start to add,
No,
I promise you, this way is way easier.
that's not how my teacher does it.
Okay. How does your teacher do it?
I don't know.
Mommy's gonna need 7 plus 7 glasses of wine to figure this out. Did that seem a little too close to home? Well, though I tried to make light of the situation, I can only imagine how frustrating it must be when you're trying to help your kid with their homework and all you want to do is just teach them simple math, and they're trying to do it in a completely different way. So to help me with this problem, I actually Googled Common Core math problems. And as luck would have it, one of the first sites that popped up was the 10 dumbest Common Core math problems. If you're interested, that was the first on that person's list. So let's head over to the whiteboard and we're gonna see poor Sally's mom, the problem that she had to do with her kid, and the way that Sally's mom saw it, and the way that Sally's teacher taught it. Here's the problem that Sally's mom was trying to work through. Go ahead and read it to yourself. To be honest, as a teacher, that really doesn't make any sense to me. And I think this is the problem that we do have with Common Core math. Since it is so new, the creators do need a little bit more time to fine-tune what they're asking the kids to do. So when I'm stuck with problems like this, I'm gonna have you break it up. Just like the kids, I want you to put a box around key terms. Now, this is a lot of information for one problem. So right now, we're gonna focus on number bonds. Now, if you're a parent and you've never heard of number bonds before, of course, start by asking your child, what is a number bond? Now, if your child's anything like Sally and their favorite response is, I don't know, what I would do is I would Google number bonds. And once you Google it, it's gonna show you something like this. Show that to your child and say, hey, I saw that this is a number bond. How does your teacher use it? Generally, this is too much information for a child to understand. This is much easier. So when you ask, how does your teacher use it? Usually that will prompt your child to say something like, oh, well, my teacher puts a 10 up here. Or they might even say, my teacher puts a number up here. And these two numbers have to add to that number. So their example might be, my teacher puts a 10 up here. If she puts a 2, I have to put an 8 here. And 8 plus 2 is 10. Now I do another similar video on this with mental math that explains why number bonds are so helpful in the future. So if you're interested in that, check out my mental calculations video. But back to this one. Okay, So this kind of looks like a number bond. So I would have your child circle that and say, did you find a number bond? Yeah, all right, first success. Now it's asking us to skip count by 7. So I'm seeing that the problem is 7 plus 7. So Sally's mom was right. 7 plus 7 is 14. Now here's the other problem with Common Core math. I feel like Common Core math makes parents feel like their answer is wrong, and it's not. 7 plus 7 is 14. And not only that, we do teach doubles, which means 7 plus 7, 6 plus 6, 5 plus 5, to our kids because that's a very valuable skill to have. We're learning a different skill this way, and I'll tell you that at the end of the video. So what you're going to try to do is, now that we have 7 is the same as 3 plus 4, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to erase the 7 so I don't have too many numbers. So now I have the numbers 7, 3, and 4. Now, if your child's teacher really worked with your child in number bonds, hopefully your child will recognize, oh, I know that 7 plus 3 is 10. Teachers like to call these friendly numbers because it's really easy to add many numbers to 10. It's easy to add numbers to 100. It's easy to add numbers to 1,000. So 10 is a friendly number. So what your child will hopefully recognize is 7 plus 3 is 10. That's where this 10 came from. And then you have 4 left over. That's where this 4 comes from. Now, it's easier to do mentally. 10 plus 4 is 14. Now again, you might be saying, but if they just know that 7 plus 7 is 14, why have them do all this extra work? Well, this extra work is actually building the foundation for bigger numbers. And what I talked about in another video about scaffolding is we try to get the kids to do this with easier numbers first. Then we build on that in the future. So even though this seems kind of silly and redundant now, once they have this skill at a younger age, when they see it 2 grades later with bigger numbers, they're going to know exactly what to do.